Today we are excited to bring to you for the very first time on this channel the amazing Nostell Priory parkrun.
A lovely 2-lap course, so let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
So this was our 7th visit to Nostell Priory parkrun, but the first time we've been in quite a few years, and it was their 500th event. So you can see the main feature of Nostell Priory parkrun, which is right in front of us, and that is Nostell Priory itself. This is a Palladian house dating back to 1733, and it's a National Trust property. Now you've just seen the stats appear on the screen. For the last couple of parkrun videos we have done, they have appeared in metric when I've been chasing a time of around 20 minutes. Today they are in imperial. 1, it keeps you on your feet and improves your numeracy skills, and 2, we were just setting out for a nice easy run around these lovely grounds. It's only about half an hour from our house, so I'm surprised we haven't featured this before, but we're very glad to be here on this 500th parkrun at Nostell Priory.
Yes, easy run indeed, but I was thinking if my legs felt okay, I might have a little play in the final mile.
Yes, do stick around for that, because some little play it was indeed. We think you're going to enjoy it. So yes, just passing the house on the left here and just passing where the finish area is. So you run past the house at the beginning of the run and you finish by the house at the end of the run. It's a 2-lapper, as we said earlier, and it is really nicely varied. It's a good varied test of your running ability. There's downhills, there's uphills, there's tarmac, there's off-road. You never really get bored at Nostell Priory parkrun, and you can see to the right of you the stunning parkland scenery. What a glorious autumn day to be alive in Yorkshire. Yes, as a parkrun venue, they don't come much better than this. There is more than ample parking in the National Trust car park, but you do need to display a barcode during the course of your stay here. There's a lovely courtyard cafe area for your post-parkrun sandwich and coffee.
And the toilets are up to National Trust standard.
A quarter of a mile in now, and we are on a slight decline. You can see on the right, -1%, -2%. We will soon start dropping a little bit more. Down to 4% now. We're still on tarmac, and in a little while we're going to take a left. Now the lady just passing us there in the blue top is wearing some Adidas Adios 9s, nice old school minimalist trainers. Nice to see somebody using those in the parkrun. I've got a pair myself, and I think I last used them at the Vermeulen Way parkrun. To say, lovely low profile, you can feel your feet close to the ground. Lovely autumn day. You can see here leaves by the side of the path on the grass. Trees looking beautiful, the sun coming through them. So a lovely morning to be alive at Nostell Priory. Dawn moving along there. Crossing over this picturesque bridge now with a lake to our left and the right, and you can see from the little graphic in the bottom left of the screen exactly the route this course takes. In a minute we're going to take a left and we're going to go out and back on a little trail section. Now watch closely for these two guys in the green tops. Watch what happens next. And here we have that move from another camera angle. There we go, the t-shirt he was wearing actually says Royston Rascals on it, a new local running group, and what a rascal he was there.
What a rascal. 2 running brooms, get subscribed, like, share it all around.
YouTube.
What's your channel called?
2 running brooms.
There we go, always on the lookout for new followers and subscribers even during the middle of a parkrun. So yeah, this off-road section, it's part of what makes Nostell Priory parkrun such a really good training route.
I absolutely love this part of the course through the woods, especially when the sun is shining through the trees and you can see all these beautiful leaves on the ground. It really is something to behold on a Saturday morning. So yes, I'm feeling quite strong at this point, considering that I dropped out of a marathon only about 10 days ago. Not even that, I don't think 8 days ago. So yeah, I'm feeling quite strong, and I don't want to push too hard because I am aware that I do still have some hamstring issues going on. But I'm just enjoying running free, running strong, talking to John and other people as we go around and just seeing what the legs have got. And then I maybe, as I said earlier, have a little play in that last mile.
And a little play in that last mile is what we shall see, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, you run out on this wooded section and you then take a U-turn. There's a marshal there to guide you in the right direction so you don't veer off left and go totally off course. And then you go back parallel to the bit you have just come on. As you can see, the path is nice and wide, there's no congestion. There were 397 parkrunners today, which I believe is the highest amount Nostell's ever had for a non-Christmas Day or New Year's Day event. There was a few spikes back in the day. I think once they had 705 people running here, so I think it was the only parkrun available on a double or something. But yeah, usually in a couple of hundreds, but today, because it's their special 500th event, up to 397. But as you can see, no congestion at all. What I also like, in a little while, we're going to see the front runners coming back in the opposite direction. It's always nice in the parkrun to be able to see what's going on further up the field, and further down the field too. So let's wait for those front runners to start coming past. At this point, we've slipped to about 9-minute miling, and that's absolutely fine because this is just meant to be a steady training run. We're on a gradual incline. You can see about 3% on the right here. Here's the leader coming past. Well done him. And second in close following. And then we see the front runners start to come down. Now what's good here is I'm also going to count, although Dawn doesn't know it, the amount of females in front of her, just for something to do. I like counting things at parkrun. Parkrun's really good for people who like stats and numbers, isn't it? In a little while, we're going to see the first female coming down. She's wearing an orange bib. I think she was pacing 21 minutes. They had paces here from 20 minutes all the way through, so I believe. So yeah, there she is passing now. So that's the lady in first female position currently. So I've got another about 0.1 of a mile before we reach a turnaround point. Still going up about 5% gradient. You do know this is a drag, but it's a good fitness testing course, like I said earlier. Yeah, Nostell Parkrun, one of several to take place on National Trust property. We've done many of them. Are there any that you would highly recommend? Belton House springs to mind. So we're still waiting to count the second lady coming past, coming down this slope. I think she's going to come into view in a minute. On the right. There she is there, just passing. So that's 2 in front of Dawn. And as we continue up to the turnaround, I think Dawn was in about 11th place. We're going to turn around now in just about 20 yards time. There's a few bunching up, there's one there. A few bunching up coming round the cone we're going to go to. So Dawn's currently in about 10th female position. Now, as we know, parkrun isn't a race. Well, it is to some people. It's also a time trial. It can also be the excuse to have a little bit of fun. So as we start coming down the slope, and I'm thinking, well, I want to maintain my heart rate in the 140s, just a nice steady zone 2 run for me. You'll see Dawn start slicing through the field and gaining a little bit of a gap on me.
I'm pretty good at running downhill. I actually love it, in all honesty. I get that feeling of just flowing, and it does give me the incentive to push on sometimes. So yeah, when we get to a bit of a downslope, I can't stop myself from letting myself move at what feels like a natural pace.
And that natural pace must be in the low 7s, because I'm doing 7:27 pace, as you can see from the stats on the screen there, and Dawn is leaving me. She's passed 1 female already, and I think she's on the hunt for the ones in front. But yes, as I said, I do enjoy a parkrun course where there's an out and back section. You can see people coming out, you can see all different people in their different tops, club tops, pacing bibs, etc. Really is a lovely community here at Nostell. Just coming to the end of the downhill section now. Dawn is nearly out of sight, so I'm going to have to step on it to get her back in view of the camera. Now, when you come back down to the bottom of the hill, you don't take a right and go on the off-road bit. You go straight back up the hill, over the bridge in a minute, so that eases any potential congestion in that part of the course. So remember, you only do the wooded section on the way out, and we do that twice. So we're now back on the good firm trail. I'm tracking Dawn. I'm making sure that when I overtake people, I'm not coming into the path of runners coming in the other direction. About to pass over the bridge we came across on the way out, and then in a minute we're going to start climbing back up towards the lovely Palladian Nostell Priory. We've seen the leader coming back in the opposite direction, motoring his way to a fine win here, and I think we'll see second place chasing him in a minute. We're about to see the first lady coming down. There she is. So it'll be interesting to track where Dawn is, because at the top of this slope, just before you reach the big house itself, you do a turnaround, so you can see everybody coming back in the opposite direction. Once again, really is a good event this for tracking where you are in the field. As you can see, we've got a gentle slope up again, 3% here. So yeah, It's very good for practicing running downhill, running uphill, and running off-road. A good all-round workout at this parkrun. In fact, no, I've been feeding you misinformation there, because what happens here is we're going out and then people coming back are doing a little loop. So you can't count what position you're in, either female or overall. But this passing another female there, I know Dawn has been picking them off. So it'll be interesting to see when we get right to the far end of the course, what position she is in. We're just past halfway, 1.57 miles, 1.55 is about halfway. And yet another lovely view of this Palladian property. We have been in the past, and it has a large collection of Chippendale furniture. So yeah, a very famous furniture maker back in the 18th century. And if you come to Nostell Priory and got a National Trust membership, you can go and see that. What a fine looking house it is. Splendid view on this Saturday morning. Dawn's about to pass another lady there in the orange top, so yeah, she is moving up the field into single figures. So just completing the loop at the top of the park, and now we're heading back out on the long out and back that we started the run on. Once again, Dawn is doing her disappearing act as we start to go down a slope. So having been about 10th at the turnaround point at about a mile, I wonder what position she's in now. I'd say about 5th or 6th, and I wonder what position she will finish in the female field in this It's Not a Race. As we turn once again into the wooded area, we can see we're now at low 7-minute mile, about 7:10, 7:11 there. My heart rate is still fairly low. I can keep in zone 2 anywhere up to about 145 heart rate. So yeah, feeling good, nice cool air on this October morning. Just about to turn the U-turn at the top of this wooded area and then head back before we have a slope up, a slope down, and a slope up again to finish. So we're just past the 2 mile point, so we've got 1 mile to go to make it the full 5 kilometers. So I think in the distance we do have another female runner up ahead. I think she's wearing a 100 t-shirt. Dawn's definitely got the bit between her teeth now. We're going 7:38 pace on the flat as we turn out of the wooded area, and we're now going to head through this little path, and then we're going to start to climb in the clear sunshine up towards the far end of the course. Breathing still under control, and I think we're going to see an overtaking manoeuvre here as we wait for a gap in the runners coming the other direction. There we go. That now takes Dawn into, I think, 4th or 3rd position. We'll be able to count the runners as we see them coming back down. I think the first lady has already passed us going in the other direction. So we're going up to the top of the course now, and we can watch people coming back in the other direction and see what's what in terms of the positions. Now, in order to avoid coming into the path of oncoming runners, I think we're going to see Dawn at the minute do a little cheeky undertaking manoeuvre. There we go. She goes past the Ackworth Roadrunners vest on the inside. I'll just wait my turn and go around the outside of this fella. 18 seconds about to come past. There she goes at 2.47 miles, and we're just heading up to the turnaround point. So we can calculate how far Dawn is behind second place. So if we pass by in the other direction at 2.47 miles, we are now turning around at 2.5. That gives us about a 100-meter gap the second lady has on Dawn in third. But we've seen Dawn's ability going down a hill, so off she goes.
Aha, I didn't even know what position I was in. This is John being retrospective. I was just running hard and enjoying myself. I didn't care what position I was in. I was just flowing down the hill and enjoying the beautiful morning.
Not caring what position you're in. You'll be telling me parkrun stats don't matter next. Anyway, yes, we are going at sub 7-minute miling. Well, I am. Lord knows what Dawn's up to as she pulls ahead of me again. Now remember, the turnaround point said 2.5 miles. That means, going to metric, there's about a kilometre left at that point. The gap between Dawn and the First Lady was about 100 metres, so we're talking around 25 seconds there. So can Dawn make up a full 25 seconds in 1 kilometre? It's a big ask, but let's see. In fact, it's so much of an ask that if you're talking 25 seconds, we're probably talking she has to run at about 45 seconds per mile quicker than the lady in front of her, which at this part of the parkrun, when people are running around 25-minute pace, it's not usual for somebody to make up that great chunk of time. So let's just enjoy running in at the end of this parkrun. She is still going past people. I'm tracking her using the camera attached to my forehead. You'll see we're now at 2.9 miles, so only 0.2 of a mile to go, less than 400 metres on this parkrun. The lady's nowhere to be seen, so I think Dawn's going to settle in here for 3rd place. We're passing the 3 mile point where thoughts turn to collecting your token.
Sprint.
When John said sprint, I'm not sure why I did actually. It was just an automatic reaction, sprint, and sprint I did. I thought someone was coming up behind me, and then it dawned on me that actually he was telling me to sprint because he thought I could catch the woman in front. I didn't actually catch her until I got right to the corner, and I thought, well, it would be rude not to now. So what did I do? I played in those last few metres.
And just in case the Insta battery decided to die at this crucial epic moment in sporting history, I put the GoPro on as well, so hopefully get a bit of picture. You can see Dawn in front of me by about 50 yards. She is sprinting. We're getting a lovely view of that Palladium mansion once again, but on this occasion, I'm not watching the Palladium mansion and thinking about the architecture. I'm watching Dawn go around the corner and sit on the shoulder of the lady and second at the very last minute without 20 yards to go. Bang, off she goes, and once Dawn goes bang, there is absolutely no stopping her. And she finishes in the silver medal position at today's Nostell Priory Parkrun. Now, cricket fans among you may remember the occasion in 1981 at Headingley where Ian Botham came in with England's staring defeat against Australia in the face. There were odds of 500 to 1 against England winning. He scored 149, and then Bob Willis mopped up the Australians the following day. I was there to witness that. But until today, that remains the finest piece of sporting history I have ever witnessed in person. But to see Dawn go from 10th to 2nd at today's Nostell Priory Parkrun perhaps may even in future years rival Botham's Ashes.
So thank you to everybody that helped to put on Nostell Priory Parkrun, the volunteers, and all the other runners and supporters. So it's been a while since we've been here, and it was nice to return, and I'm sure we will return again in the near future.
We certainly will. Lovely varied course, not the fastest, but a little bit of everything in beautiful parkland settings. And if you do see us at a parkrun and want to be on YouTube, don't forget to do this. As Andy Warhol once said, everyone will be famous for 15 minutes. Here you are, sir, semi-famous for 4 seconds.
So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.